What's up, you guys? So today we are going to be looking ahead into 2025, basically naming my top 15 most anticipated movies of the year, going through each movie of the year, or each movie that I'm most looking forward to of the year. With all that being said, let's jump into it. This is my second or third time doing this for a year, and I will say, at least for last year, I believe, like for my 2024, looking into like anticipated wise, um, not even only one of my top four movies were on the list. Challengers wasn't even in my top 15. Wicked wasn't. Trap wasn't. And my most looking forward to movie was like Deadpool and Wolverine. So who knows? There might be a movie not even on this list that I might be the most looking forward to of the year. But we'll see how that pans out. In 15th place, I have Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. I'm a big fan of the Knives Out movies. I love Knives Out 1. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I think that's a perfect movie. And Knives Out 2, I think, isn't as great, but I think it's just like amazing. It still has amazing plot twists, and it still feels like a great Knives Out movie that I'm looking forward to this third one. And I actually made a TikTok or a video a while ago saying how I would really love to see the Muppets as a Knives Out movie. We don't know any information on this movie really, except that it's a Knives Out movie and it's coming out this year, but I'm so excited. My 14th most anticipated movie is a movie called Sinners, where it's Michael B. Jordan basically playing a set of twins, and one of them is a vampire. It's also going to be taking place in like around the 1800s during the slave era. And it just looks really cool. The trailer looks like amazing visuals. It looks breathtaking. And Michael B. Jordan is a great actor. I love him in Creed. I feel like this is like a really cool idea to see him play a pair of twins and one of them be a vampire. Like, it's a cool movie, and vampires are really in right now, especially with, Nosferatu. In 13th place, even though I'm not really loving the whole Disney remakes, I have Lilo and Stitch. I can't help it. Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's one of my favorite Disney movies. It was my favorite Disney movie growing up. I love Lilo and Stitch so much, and just seeing some of the teasers with Stitch, it looks like it has the vibrancy and the energy that the first Lilo and Stitch movie had. I just really want to see those human characters and the other aliens, see how they interact. Seeing some of the space sequences in live action could be really fun. What I also really like about this movie is it's going to be released in theaters, unlike Mulan and Pinocchio, where they were just released on Disney+. In 12th place, I have The Monkey. Even though this movie's coming out in February, I still think this movie looks good. The monkey is basically a clapping monkey, which I always got creeped out as a kid, especially seeing Toy Story 3, where the scene with the clapping monkey. I always thought that was a very scary sequence as a kid. And this movie, basically, it's like a monkey's paw situation where if you the monkey claps the thing, someone dies in a very traumatic way. So it's like a Final Destination monkey's paw type thing, and it's directed by the same guy that made Long Legs. Long Legs was one of my favorite horror movies of the year, and it was in my top 15 of the year, I want to say, maybe top 12. I kind of forget. It might have been top 10. But this movie just looks really fun. Trailer came out, and even though it's an early year release, typically those are bad. That's why The Wolfman, I'm scared to kind of see it. Better Man, kind of really scared to see it because January releases always usually suck. But this movie looks like it could be a really good movie, and I'm pretty excited to see it. In 11th place, I got an A24 movie called Death of a Unicorn. A24 is kind of all over the place now. I feel like they made such great movies, but now they're kind of losing their track, especially with the release of Y2K. That was pretty bad. But this movie just looks it looks fun, and it looks like it's like a dark comedy, horror movie. Now I'm saying that I'm kind of nervous because that's also what Y2K was, but this movie is starring Jenna Ortega. It's starring Paul Rudd and, oh my gosh, I forgot his name, but the guy who played Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy and We're the Millers, the eyebrow kid from Maze Runner. But he's in it. They released a trailer. The trailer looks fun. It looks like it's going to be just a wacky horror fun time, and I'm very excited for it. I'm going to be honest. I can't wait. In 10th place, I got 28 Years Later. And this will be higher on my list, but I gotta really honestly rewatch 28 Days Later. I've seen it once when I was like maybe 12. It's been like a long time since I've seen it, and I only really remember the scene where we see Cillian Murphy just walking around Britain in the beginning where there was like no one there. That's like its most famous scene. And I haven't seen 28 Weeks Later. But I'm really looking forward to 28 Years Later. And the trailer really made me excited. I love Aaron Taylor Johnson as an actor, so I'm very excited to see how he is going to be in this movie. It just looks really good, and I'm excited for it. It looks really scary, so hopefully it's a scary time. And who knows, maybe it'll be the best horror movie of the year, because it honestly looks like the only horror movie of the year that's going to be like the biggest. As of right now, it looks like it's going to be the biggest horror movie of the year. That's the horror movie that I feel like everyone's talking about as of right now. But yeah, in ninth place, I'm going with the live-action How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon was one of my favorite movies as a kid. It's one of my favorite DreamWorks movies. And even though I'm not a huge fan of the remakes that Disney produces, we never got to see a live-action remake from a 3D movie like DreamWorks as well. We never got a DreamWorks live action remake, and we never got like a remake of like a 3D animation movie. Not that I can think of at least, but this just looks really good. And even though it does look like it's gonna be beat for beat the movie, even if it is, it's still gonna be awesome. I'm not a huge fan of how they made Toothless look like he does in the cartoon. I would have liked to seen a more realistic Toothless. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that though, so I'm okay with it. And I do like seeing how clearly the other dragons look realistic, so that's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's good. But this could either be a hit or a miss, and hopefully it hits, and I'm just really excited for it. In eighth place, a movie that would be way higher on this list is Captain America: Brave New World. What can I say, man? Like, it looks great. I love Harrison Ford. I love Anthony Mackie. They're amazing. Harrison Ford, we got the Red Hulk in here. This movie looks great. It looks really fun, except for the fact that it just like, it looks like a TV show, but I think that's only because the TV shows just look like the Marvel movies now. They put too much budget into the TV shows, especially like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that now all the movies just look like a Disney Plus TV show, at least of what we've seen right now. I like how we're going to see the Eternals like hand in there. I don't know, man. This movie just also, I feel like they revealed too much with the Red Hulk. I would have liked if they just kept the hand or just the roar. I get to see the full Red Hulk in the movie. Or if they just revealed, because we obviously know that it's going to be I forgot his name, but the big giant brain guy from Hulk. They're teasing him. I think it would have been better if they showed him and then was teasing Red Hulk, because I feel like a lot more people know who Red Hulk is than they're gonna know this villain, because obviously I don't know him. So not that well at least, but I think it's gonna be okay. It would be a lot higher. It's this high because of course it's a Marvel release, but we'll see. It could be great, but we'll see. In seventh place, I got Tron 3. Tron Legacy is one of my favorite movies. I think it's an amazing movie, mainly because I love the visuals. I love the soundtrack. I think it has the best score in any movie over Interstellar, La La Land, Challengers. I think it has the best score of all time in any movie. I think it has the best visual effects in any movie, over Davy Jones as Pirates of the Caribbean. So this movie has a lot to go up on. I think the only problem with Tron Legacy, and actually Tron for that matter, is the story. The story always gets me. They always somehow find a way to like ruin the story, and it's such a cool story. They just make it a little boring. So hopefully Tron Ares is cool. There's not really a lot to go off of right now, except that we know Jared Leto's in it, which kind of sucks because Jared Leto is one of my least favorite actors. I don't like Jared Leto at all. But this movie is a Tron movie. It's Tron 3. Disney now, I feel like, knows what they're doing with Tron, especially with the Tron roller coaster in Disney World. Hopefully they can make a great movie. It's coming out in October, I believe, or this November. I'm excited for it. It looks really fun. I think there's a rumor going around saying that's going to be taking place Tron in the real world, which if that's the case, I don't know how to feel about that, because like Tron is good because it's the Tron world. Like, that's what's amazing about Tron Legacy, is that it's the Tron world. If you take Tron into the real world, it's just a guy on a motorcycle. In sixth place, I got Marvel's Thunderbolts. This movie, if you asked me back in September, I would have said this movie is not even on the top 15 list. But after seeing that trailer, this movie looks so good. It looks like a Phase 1, Phase 2 Marvel movie. It looks like it's Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It just looks really cool. I love seeing Yelena and the U.S. agent interact. Bucky Barnes, of course. I love seeing like U.S. agent just go like, "Is that Bucky?" Like that. It looks awesome. I actually think this movie looks really interesting, and I was really intrigued by the trailer. I love Red Guardian as a character, which he was the only character that saved the Black Widow movie for me, and Yelena, of course. I mean, Ghost looks better in this movie than they did in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So this movie actually looks really cool. I actually am more excited for this movie than I am for Captain America, which I never thought I would say. But Thunderbolts looks actually really good. In fifth place, I have Mickey 17. Now, Mickey 17, when it first got announced, I think it was supposed to come out like last year. Then it was supposed to come out in January. Then they released it in April. It's getting delayed and delayed. But I think it's only getting delayed from January to April for the Oscars. Now, Mickey 17 looked like a serious movie. It looked like a movie that I wasn't really interested in. It's the same director who made The Parasite. Now, when I saw The Parasite, I wasn't a big fan of it. I still have to rewatch it, but I wasn't a big fan of it, so I wasn't really looking forward to this. But man, that trailer, it was not the vibe I was expecting. It looks like it's like gonna be a comedy, but like with a serious comedy. And it looks like it's gonna be like funny with Robert Pattinson being a great actor going through like 16 different bodies and stuff, or 17 different personalities. I actually think it looks really fun, and it looks like it could be a great movie. I love sci-fi movies, especially when they're unique sci-fi movies, and this is a unique sci-fi movie, and I'm actually really excited for it. So it could be this could honestly be one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite, depending on how it is. Because the trailer didn't reveal too much, but what it did reveal, I was loving. So we'll see. Now in fourth place, again, if you asked me this back last year or before even seeing the first movie, I would have said no. It's not even going to be in the top 5. But man, Wicked for Good is my number 4. After seeing Wicked, I was hooked. Wicked is my second favorite movie of the year. So Wicked for Good could be great. I heard that For Good is a song in the Wicked musical. That's what my girlfriend told me. I was given some of the lore. I heard of what happens in the second act of the Wicked musical, and I will love to see that on the big screen. I can't wait for this movie. Now, I only know some of the songs from the first Wicked movie. I don't think there's any other songs in Wicked that I know. So we'll see if that is a problem with Wicked for Good. Because I will say I think the soundtrack is really what made the Wicked movie for me, and the visual style, and the plot, of course. But like, if the soundtrack's not that great, this movie's not going to be as great as the first one. But we'll see. Who knows? In third place, I got Avatar 3. Of course, it's going to be on here. I loved the first 2 Avatar movies. They're actually my top 30 movies of the year, I believe, or 30 movies of all time. Avatar number 1 was amazing for its time, and still now, it's one of the best CGI movies of all time. And even Avatar: The Way of Water, when I saw that, it looked beautiful. It was in my top 3 of that year, because it came out, I believe, in 2022, and 2022 was a big year. I think that was the best year for movies as of right now for the decade, because I think I had like 6 10 out of 10 movies, which, again, 2024, I only had 1. It wasn't that great for movies in 2024. If they keep up this streak, this could be the best trilogy of all time. The only trilogy that I know that has 5 out of 5s all across the board for me is Guardians of the Galaxy and the original Star Wars movie. So if this has a 10 out of 10, if Fire and Ash is a 10 out of 10, which I think it will be, there's no doubt in my mind that it won't, this could be one of the best trilogies of all time for me. But we'll see what happens in December. So we got a whole year from now. But yeah, can't wait. In second place, I'm going with Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, for me, was always one of my favorite Marvel teams of all time. When I played this Lego Marvel superhero games, I always played as Mr. Fantastic and The Thing. And obviously Human Torch. They were all, even Invisible Woman. They were all one of my favorite characters of all time. They were all my favorite characters. I love being the Fantastic Four. I love watching all the Fantastic Four movies. Even Fan4stick. I actually enjoy watching sometimes because I just love Fantastic Four. And man, seeing the cast for this, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. We're going to get Galactus in this. We're going to get Silver Surfer, even though Silver Surfer's a woman. I don't care. This is going to be great. I'm very excited, and I think this is going to be one of the best MCU movies of lately, of maybe Phase 4. Hopefully, because I think Phase 4, the only high movie I have right now is Guardians 3, or are we in Phase 5? I don't even know. Depending. Lately, I'm going to go Guardians 3 is the highest movie, and I think this might be able to beat it, but I highly doubt it. We'll see. Now going into my first round pick, my number 1 of the year, or most looking forward to the year, which is no surprise because I made a whole video on it. Superman. I think this is everyone's most looking forward to of the year. I think everyone's going to be wanting to see this movie. It's Superman, and that trailer just looks beautiful, and I think this is going to be the best movie of the year. There's no doubt in my mind. Unless they really, really mess it up, which I have full faith in James Gunn. But Superman looks great. I'm very excited. But you guys let me know in the comments below, what are your most looking forward to movies or most anticipated movies of 2025? I know there's a few I missed, like Minecraft, which I couldn't really... it's okay. The trailers look pretty bad for me. There's like the new Jurassic World movie, Dogman, coming out in a few days. But let me know in the comments below, what is your most anticipated movie of 2025? If you like this video, make sure you like it. If you really like it, make sure you subscribe and make sure you ring that bell for future videos like this. Do it. Do it. For 2025, I would really like to set a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're almost halfway there. I believe we're living on a prayer. So let's do it. Let's try to double this and get to 1,000 by the end of the year. I have faith. So, with that being said, thanks so much for watching. This is out. Peace.